Loyal viewers of all around the world tuning into this week's edition of INTV TV show. It is the 15th of May. June is almost among us.
And I'm loving all this beautiful sunshine that has been among us this whole entire week. Just getting out there, getting on the suntan lotion, and then getting that beautiful tan going. But not really, just really working. That's all I've been doing.
You don't look very tan.
What?
Yeah.
How's San Fran? You've been in California.
I know, and I'm lighter. I'm lighter.
White.
It was actually, I was kind of cold down there as opposed to up here. You know, the last week's been really nice up here. On the last day that we were down there, it was really warm. I did not get to go see Danny Tanner's house, so that's unfortunate.
Man, didn't even see Michelle laying in the yard?
Didn't even see the bridge, nothing like that.
You didn't see the Golden Gate Bridge?
We never took the trolley holding our cameras. I mean,
dropping your camera.
We did the local thing, kind of hung out at the underground bars at the local scene, you know, it was fun.
Wow, sounds really fun.
A lot of good food.
Glenn Danzig from the Misfits. So you remember this guy? He used to wear his hair down this way. Jeff almost kind of has it going. There it is. He's kind of cool. Back in the day when if you wore leather and had stuff on your shoulders. And
he was never cool. And this story sums it up.
Yeah,
it sums it up. He was never a good person. He is trying to sue you.
7 billion people, actually, and maybe you are one of them. He is trying to sue people for all sorts of different reasons. This is a federal court in Manhattan. He is actually stating he's going to be his own attorney, and he has had a fleet of Federal Express trucks come in with reasons to sue over 7 billion people. Hopefully I'm one of them.
Yeah, your baby will be one of them.
Probably, because it's going to have a hairdo probably like this for a little while.
Yeah.
Everybody with a widow's peak. So if you have a widow's peak, you could be getting sued by the lead singer of Misfits. So this could be a nice thing.
Or a receding hairline like Eddie.
Well, thank you for that report, Regan. We just got reports from Nigeria about the 200 women that have been captured and possibly sold as slaves if they do not return the militants to Boko Haram. This guy needs to be stopped right here. Stealing women.
You steal women, we hold signs.
Amen, we do. And we tell you, do not take women and do not sell women. Who does? I don't get this story.
I don't get how you can get away with something like that.
Yeah, I don't get how. Why doesn't the Nigerian government buy the girls off of the guys saying that they're slave traders and then release the girls?
Yep. 2 of the women were reportedly Christian and they got converted to Muslim, and one of the women said that they are Muslim.
Yeah, very confusing all around over there, and hopefully they can have a safe return for all 200 of these young females. Definitely a scary time in their life, but hopefully Nigeria can get this because they've had a lot of attacks in Nigeria and a lot of people being abducted like young women, and hopefully they can put a stop to this and hopefully get the police officers or military behind this as well.
We are here with Tom Duke from Dragonfly Studios Northwest, and he is an avid musician.
Not just avid musician, but also a very crafty and talented man. Tom, it's a pleasure to have you in our studio.
It's good to have you, Tom.
Great to see you guys.
So
Glad to be here.
We had to definitely find out what we wanted to pinpoint with Tom today and Dragonfly Studio Northwest. And Tom brought up the music with flutes and telling stories with flutes or musical instruments in general. But you use flutes, correct?
I do. And you can actually use this process with any instrument because you're in essence writing the way you feel, what you want to touch on, what you want to release. The project actually came about. Having been a vet, I found that it was hard for a lot of people to release the things that they saw or did or whatever. It also would help in abusive cases and so forth and so on. But the idea is to be able to write your story out and then put it to music. Learn how to play the flute, which is real simple. It's the simplest instrument out there. taking ground, get in that place where you are emotionally set. Bring your breath up to your heart and play your song. And in that, my feeling is, and being a flute player for quite a while and working in hospitals and so forth and so on, it's surprising how much the music creates a way for people to soften, to relax, to let things go. In 2005, my daughter was in an accident. She was in Harborview, and she was in a coma when she arrived. I was there 5 days, and I played flute for 5 days for her, with her, and she came out almost 95% ready.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, what a special story right there, I imagine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I played at Highline Hospital and a couple of others around there just because I felt it was really important to have music for them to be able to just relax.
It's like an act of healing.
It really is, and that's probably for another day, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen some really wonderful things. The thing I want to talk about today is, this is a program that I'm putting together. It's called Creating Music from the Heart. And I have elk on the picture of it because they're about strength. They're about the planet. When you see them, you see this huge, immense being that just, they don't care if you're there or not. Basically, there's a story, it tells about the technique and so forth and so on, and the program gives you an example of the music. This one over here is how to write the story note by note or alpha by alpha. And this section over here is how to write the story by first character. The man saw, TMS. So you would go to this side here and look up TMS. T would be here, M would be here as well, and S would be over here. So your first note would be this one, second note would be this one, and the third note would be this one.
So really spelling out what you're saying,
Exactly.
or what you're playing.
What you're playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the idea is as you're writing this down, this is about your story. This is about who you are and what you saw or what you did or whatever transpired that you're looking for that release from. So you can write that down, you translate it using this to a storyboard that like this, and there's 27 pages in the book that'll be done. I'm in the final throes of doing 4 focus groups with 4 people each to see what the tweaks are, and I plan to have this out by mid-June.
Really, so you're going to be producing a book that people can take home and they can study all the different.
Exactly.
Oh wow! So
That's
this is going to be a
cool.
take-home book for everybody.
This
Then.
will be a take-home book for everybody.
Very cool.
In the first processes, we'll have 4 groups of 4, and that's my tweak board. How can I make it better?
Right.
What haven't I seen? And I'm asking people who know nothing about music because I want them to find out what I need to do to make it easy for everybody.
Right.
Not just the musicians, but anybody who wants to release.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
The nice thing about this is, I don't know what you're playing.
Yep.
I don't know what your story is. All I hear is the music.
Yep.
Okay? And what I find in that realm is, it's the music that heals. So when you're telling your story, some places it's going to resonate for others as to their story.
Yep.
And in that, they're going to get the release as well. These are ones, and if I can, I'll play just a little bit on this one.
Oh yeah,
That'd
please.
be awesome.
This is what I do legacy flutes. In other words, it's about a story. And when I build flutes for people, it's about their story. So I'll interview you and say, what's your story?
Right.
So when you're up there, you're presenting your story to the world.
Yep.
You might have a story on the backside, kind of like beaver tracks,
Ooh, there you go.
you know, that tell a different story.
Yeah.
But that's a basic. So.
beautiful.
Awesome job.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Thank you.
So was that your story?
That's one of them.
Nice.
That's one of them.
It was really pretty.
Yeah, it was. Very cool.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tom. Definitely a pleasure to have you in the INTV studio, and cannot wait for weeks to come and find out some more stuff about Dragonfly Studio Northwest. This has been a delight to have you today.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you back.
Looking forward to being here.
And for more information, please get a hold of Tom Duke with Dragonfly Studios Northwest. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. Jeff, thanks for helping out.
I tried.
And again, thank you, Tom Duke, for coming out and sharing his awesome story and what he's doing too. Very sweet thing.
Thank you.
And if you would like to become a guest on our beautiful news desk with Jeff, Eddie, myself, and Regan, and let us know what you have to offer the community or what you're doing, please let us know. 509-649-3940, and we'd love to have you sitting right next to Jeff and I. Or check out our new webpage, getyourintv.com, and sign up there.
On the 8th of this gorgeous month, the Chamber of Commerce hosted an open house and a family-friendly picnic.
And Regan was there to get some footage for our viewers.
I'm Letitia Owens. I'm the Ellensburg Rodeo Royal Court Princess. And I'm Andrea Blant. I'm the Ellensburg Royal Court Queen.
And I'm Bailey Linder, the other Ellensburg Rodeo Royal Court Princess.
Awesome. Can you tell me about that? Since I don't quite know what that is.
So the Royal Court, our job is basically to go around and advertise for the rodeo. We go to events, all over. We go to Spokane, go to rodeos to take our horses, go into parades, and just kind of advertise Ellensburg Rodeo, get it out there, tell people to come check it out because it is really an awesome time.
We had to go through kind of a long process. We started in October where we had a riding event where we had to run a course and then carry a flag, and that was the first part of the competition. And then we had a meet and greet where we had to interview a person, and then we just kind of met everybody who was a part of the rodeo. And then in January, we had to remember a speech that was, 4 to 5 minutes long, and then we had to speak it in front of close to 400 people. And then that night they chose who would be a part of the Royal Court.
And each speech we wrote, so it was kind of like an individual, what we wanted to say and what we wanted people to hear, I guess, about us individually. So
What inspired you guys? Like, what did you guys want to do this?
We've all grown up around here. We're all from here, or from Ellensburg, and so I think it's just an awesome time. It's a good opportunity to represent our county and where we came from. And we've all attended the rodeo since we were all little. So
Yeah, and saw the people, all of the rodeo princesses and queens, and thought it was pretty cool. And I don't know, being one's pretty awesome, being able to represent our own county and our rodeo.
Today is our second annual picnic and barbecue in Clayella. We did this last year around this time just to kick off open house in this new facility. And we just decided we had so much fun that we just decided to make it an annual event. So this is the second annual, and we're just enjoying the rain and the hot dogs and the chips, and there we go. And there's more people actually come out than I thought might because of the weather.
And it's just kind of a way for the community to get together?
Yeah, it's just a community get together. It's just kind of, we don't like to, it's not really an open house, but, we had flyers all over town, and we sent out emails to membership, and it's open to anybody, open to the public. So you don't have to be a chamber member to attend, but it just lets people get together and a not too serious atmosphere, and just have a bite to eat and kind of visit and just have a good time.
Thank you to the Kittitas County Chamber of Commerce and the Rodeo Princess Royalty. Looking great, and everybody that helped put on that picnic. Thank you much.
INTV got the privilege to catch up with PSC talking about the new projects that they have going on in the lower and upper Kittitas County, and here's Brian Linz with more.
This is a brand new transmission and distribution substation which provides a more reliable power source to the upper Kittitas County. So the cities of Cle Elum, Roslyn, town of South Cle Elum, all receive support for the power grid in this area from this station, and it directly serves a lot of the businesses in the surrounding area right in Cle Elum. a substation is basically, it's sort of like a off-ramp or on-ramp on a freeway. So when you transmit power long distances, you want to avoid having a lot of losses. So what happens is you use a transmission line, and that transmission line is where the power is at a really high voltage of 230,000 volts or 115,000 volts, and that with the electrical laws basically make it easier to transmit power long distances with fewer losses. But once you come to a community, you have to be able to basically take the power off of that transmission line and you convert it to lower voltages so that you can then move it around the community. The need for this facility was that we have seen a lot of growth in the upper Kittitas County area, and our existing substation that we had here before began to have, well, it had some outages. It saw some load growth that made a need for additional resources to be brought in to be able to handle more load.
Thank you, Brian, for that interview. Looking forward to all the new updates taking place and hopefully bringing those costs down.
Yeah, that new substation is sweet, and I have to say, congratulations to Brian Lenz and PSC. We have not had one power outage this winter. Thank you so much. Roslyn usually has one big major power outage. Not this year.
Cleveland did. And
Well,
South
because they
Cleveland.
hit a power line.
Yeah.
That's
South Cleveland was down for almost a day.
Yeah, but-
PSC doing great work.
Prom happened this last week, and it was a beautiful time in Suncadia for all the Cleveland Roslyn High School students. Regan was down there, and we got some great video clips of some great-looking students in their great-looking prom attire. I hope you enjoy these moments, seniors, because it's your last. I remember those good old days, Jeffrey.
It's not your last moments.
Well, it's your last moments of your high school prom. It's the biggest event of your high school besides graduation. But graduation's like your farewell. This is your last biggest event before your last hurrah.
Biggest event
Well,
of your high school career.
This is
That makes sense. But congratulations to all the royalty out there too, looking spick and span in all your tuxes and gowns. Very, very cool thing going on.
Yeah, they looked all beautiful and handsome.